I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me Mr. Journalist, I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now, and I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on presidency? I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money.
Hello and welcome to this special broadcast on TSM Talk in Special Liberia English. It's good to come your way again. The TSM, is that news group that is helping you to make sure that stories that you hear on the radio and from people or even read in the newspaper and in the internet, those stories should be really true. So that TSM work, that when they see things like this here, they will go use their technique to check the fact and then bring you the fair truth. And so today we have two stories here to talk to you about. The first one we have here is concerning this one. One fellow called Abbott P. Wynne, he can use the internet or what they call the social media. And then he put a picture there of a road that people are building to say that this particular road here, that is the road that the government is building from Monrovia here to RRA or Robertsfield Highway. This road, when you look at the picture that Mr. Wynne put on the internet, it's like the Robertsfield Highway road is almost to finish. So wide. Now, TSM say, while that true that the work on the Robertsfield Highway is going on, this particular picture that Mr. Wynne put there of a road is not true at all. Mr. Wynne put this picture there, and then he write under it to say that he is saying a big thank you to the government of Liberia for building this road here, and then the road is soon going to finish. While some people were talking about writing under that particular post where Mr. Wynne make on the internet, telling him thank you, other people say no, it is not true. That Ralphie road that is now looking like that. Those people, they make argument and say, yeah, it is true that work is going on the RR road, but this particular one that is here, it will not reach to that level yet. So the group that is making sure that we bring you the true story went to work and put their technique in place to check. This is what they find out. That particular road, picture of that road was something that people put on the internet in 2021 and not just a few days. By 2021, you all know that the work on the Robertsfield Road was not like the way it is looking today. So that particular road that they are talking about is between a road that people been building in Ghana and another road that people been building in one African country they call Zambia. People put the same picture of the road on the internet and say that there is a place called Dubawa. And the Dubawa area here is between Accra and Kumasi in Ghana. They want to check on something like this here. It's also not true. Another one that the people want to check about is concerning a wide road that some Chinese company are building in Zambia. They take the road from the capital city and carry it way inside the interior to what they call the Copper Belt province. The copper is a kind of iron ore that they can dig plenty in Zambia, and it gets big use. Why use in the world that the world that can buy this one here? So Zambia, depending on that particular kind of iron ore, what they call the copper, just like Liberia being dependent on iron ore here. And so when TSM went to check, they say no, it is not that road. That road is not Robertsfield Road in Liberia here. Again, TSM is saying true that work is going on the Robertsfield Road, and the road is wide, it's true, but it not reach that level that Mr. Wynne put on the internet to say that Robertsfield Highway. There's some other thing that TSM want you to understand. This one, it is not to say whether the story is true or the story is not true. But there is this thing here what they call transition. And particularly so the transition that going on between President George Weah and the president who is coming in, Omenjo Boakai. The idea behind something like this here is the transition. What is this transition here? That's why TSM want you to understand. The transition is talking about something where a government, particularly so the one that we're talking about now, the government transition. The government in Liberia, we finish with voting, and then the opposition party finish winning. And when that particular party win, then the other party that was running the government now, it is time for them to turn over power to the new party that is coming in, and in line with what the big law books say. So when something like this happened in 2017, after the voting, that was the United Party that was running the country. So when they do the voting, then the CDC win the vote. So in that time, the person who was the president of 2017, Mama Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, sent a law to the lawmaking house for them to make a law, and they called it the Presidential Transition Act, meaning changing power from one president to the other president after voting. So after that, when they finished making this law in that time, then voting went on a few times in Liberia. And then the same kind of thing that happened in 2017 where the United Party lost the vote and the CDC win it, and the United Party passed the power on to the CDC. That is exactly the thing that happened. So to be able to get the power from the CDC now to pass it on to the United Party again, President George Weah put other outside under that particular law where they made what they call the presidential transition to say that everybody in the government now should start working on the way, the road to take the power and pass it on to the new government that is coming in. So in this way, the president pull people together from the government and then ask the president who is coming in, Omenjo Boakai, to also send people so that everybody can be working together. So this is the kind of thing that is happening now, the way I'm speaking to you. So that particular process, that's what they call transition, government transition. It can happen not only with the government, even in one office. When the person who are in the office finish and leaving that office for any kind of reason, new person is coming. They put a program down, and then on that day, the old minister, for example, will now take the power and pass it on to the new minister that is coming. This is all we get time for on this program here today, TSM Talk, in special or in simple Liberia English, to help you understand or know the difference between false news and good news. And the special talk today is concerning the process where the president or a government is turning power to a new government that is coming in after election. Thank you for listening, and we hope that with the talk that we just gave you, it finished helping you to understand exactly what we've been trying to make you to understand. Story concerning a picture Mr. Abomwin put on the internet and said that Rawafi Highway. TSM check and say no, it is not so. That road is not Rawafi Highway. In fact, that particular road is nowhere near Liberia here. Work on the Rawafi Highway is going on for true, but it not reached the level that you will see in the internet with that wide road and almost to finish that Mr. Mwin put there. Bye-bye and God bless you. My name is Seyo Watosin, your TSM friend, talking to you in simple Liberian English.
We got million headlines. We got million stories. There is no job, no money for hustle.